Hello and welcome to week 3 of Statistics 1. This past week in week 2, you were exposed to the idea of constructing a frequency distribution, which basically is categorizing data based on classes and then producing a graph, in this case a histogram, to get a sense visually of how spread out the data is, or if it's clumped together, um, what kind of trends are taking place, and so on. I also wanted you to get a sense of playing around with Excel, especially if you haven't had much experience with it, as far as creating tables and also taking those tables and then producing graphs. So I hope you found some value in that. We're going to move towards what are called measures of central tendency, or basically averages. If you have a set of data and you want to get a sense of basically what are the averages of this data. The mean is one type of average. The median is another type of average. So some parts of this chapter, chapter 3, might be review or somewhat easy for you, and some of it might be new. In either case, take your time, read it carefully, because you are also introduced to some very specific notation and symbolism for the mean, for finding the summation or the sum of data, and so on. Pay attention to whether or not statistics are for either a sample or a population. The symbols representing the mean, for example, if it's of a sample of data, is one symbol, and the symbol for the mean of a population is a different symbol. So pay attention to the notations in this chapter as much as anything else. In chapter 3, and for this week, you're going to read that chapter 3. I encourage you to watch the screencast that I have placed in finding the measures of central tendency using Excel. It's actually, Excel calls it descriptive statistics in the tool pack. So sometimes it's difficult to match up the terminology in a statistics book to the terminology that's in Excel. But watch that next screencast. You're going to complete 3 prompts, 310, 317, and 320. For these, you may complete these by hand if you prefer. 310 and 320, you can also use Excel if you choose. And hopefully you saved your Excel documents from this past week, because item number 320 uses the data that you had in one of the problems from last week. So you can just work and build right off of the same Excel sheet that you were using. And then I do want you, please, to take a look at the Slack discussion space to share any types of measures of central tendency you use in your role as either a learner or professional. So good luck with this week. Again, I appreciate the use of the Slack discussion space if you have questions as well. Hopefully my responses have been timely. And also the use of email. So feel free, again, anywhere along the way, to pose any questions to each other using Slack or directly to me. Thank you and good luck this week.